What's up, y'all? It's your boy KevOnStage, and it's time for Dear KevOnStage. We have a doozy today, so I'll get to reading. Kev, can I ask you a question? I married my wonderful wife 4 years ago. When I married her, she already had an 8-year-old daughter. I love her daughter, and I raised her daughter like she was my very own. After 12 years, my daughter's biological father shows up, and now he wants to be in her life. And I'm feeling disrespected because he won't come through me as the head of my household. He feels like he can see my daughter without talking to me first, and he feels like he can pop up at church and sit with my daughter. How should I handle this? Well, this is a fantastic question, and what I would like to do is bring in an expert in the subject, my very own brother, Jason Frederick.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay on stage.
Jay, you heard the question. I
Yes.
feel like you have better advice for this than I do, so please help our brother deal with this circumstance.
So, just to reiterate, this is a man.
This is a man
that's married to a woman. Not that he wouldn't be, but he is. He's a stepfather.
Stepfather.
And what he wants is for the baby father to go through him with how to deal with the child.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he feels disrespected because he's not. But that is the biological father's daughter.
I can understand the disrespect. I can understand you feeling like the other male should go through you. And I think the first thing you need to do is get with your wife and you guys have a discussion about how you would like things to be handled. To give a perspective on what the baby dad feels, the baby dad does not care who you are and how long you've been dealing with your wife. The fact is, that's his baby mom and that's his biological kid. So he could care less about who you are and what you are. He just wants to be with the kid. With that said, I understand the fact that you have been raising this child since the child was 8 years old. That's 4 years, and the baby's 12 now. And congrats to you for even doing that, for even taking on that challenge. The fine balance here to me is the marriage. And what I mean by that is this. You and your wife have to get on one accord about how you would like this situation to go. And once you get on one accord with that, then you set the standard for how to deal with the baby dad. Because you have to deal with the baby dad. And she should be the liaison between you and the baby dad. And what I mean by that is, come to sit down with him, talk to him, hey, this is how, as a husband and wife, we would like to deal with the situation. Be respectful, be positive, and say, I would like you to go through my husband to deal with this. This is my husband. His name is husband. And this is my baby dad. I want you guys to meet. And this is all for the betterment of the child. That should overall be the main goal, is that everybody is there to do what's best for the child. So, and then it's a slow process, because it's almost like you guys, I can understand you feeling disrespected, but he may not have meant disrespect. And I could understand you saying, well, I don't want him to come to church and just pop up and sit with my daughter in church and stuff like that. But if you talk about it, then you'll understand his position, he'll understand your position. And if there's mutual respect between adults, then you guys will be great. Does that kind of answer what we're talking about, Kev?
Yeah.
I hope that kind of answers your question. So I think the first thing is, let's kind of go back over it. Have a conversation with your wife. Tell her how you would like it handled, and you guys come together and unite. Take that conversation, sit down with the child's father. After you guys sit down with the child's father, let them know how you would like to interact with each other and how you would like it to go. And then get his feedback too, because you want to kind of feel this person out. It's better to have a great relationship with all three of you guys for the child than it is for it to be a discord between you guys, because the child is going to have to go from your house to their house or his house, and also deal with his spouse. You know, at some point, I don't know if he has a spouse right now or not, but chances are that he's probably going to have somebody else in his life too. And consenting adults, and this is probably the wrong term for this particular thing, but adults on one accord is the best thing for the child. If you guys get on one accord, then everything else will work out from there.
That was my thing. One thing that you said that I think is key. Him and his wife are one.
Yes.
They can't be, well, that's your baby dad, you deal with him.
No.
Once you're a family, and it's not, you said this when I first talked to you about it, it's not that you guys have to be against him.
Right.
Me and you against the baby's dad, it's that you guys have to agree. So
right.
I think the most important thing you said first, you and your wife have to come to an agreement. You got to tell her, babe, this is how this, because she may not know.
Yeah.
This is, and I totally agree. As a man, I probably would feel the same way. Man, I'm not out here raising where you been.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But we have to agree. Me and my wife have to agree, and then we have to come to him, and then he has to agree, because like it or not, you know, he's gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to. Not that he has to agree to your terms, like ultimatum-ish.
Yeah.
But you guys have to all agree. Otherwise, like Jay said, the child will suffer, and nobody wants that. The parents don't want that. And also, the one thing I want to say lastly before you finish, it's your responsibility as parents to protect the child. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that if he's coming around, it's a consistent thing, because it's almost more damaging for an absentee father to come back in after 12 years, be there for a couple months, and then be gone again. So you have to protect them, you know, your child against that. Anything, Jay, you want to say?
Yes, I wanted to say, to me, the real key point is, and we keep harping down on it, your marriage cannot die over this situation. Your marriage cannot die over this situation. Be one with your wife. If you're one with your wife, I think that everything will work out there. Of course, and if, like Kev said, of course, the child's safety is the #1 thing between all three people now, and if that's the #1 priority, then naturally it will be a slow process. You will be able to work him back into his, or I think it's a girl, into her life slowly and at a pace that everybody is comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? But you guys have to sit down and agree. And if he's not up for it, you know, keep having a conversation. Just because the first conversation doesn't go the way you want, if you lend to trying to solve the problem rather than trying to, well, this is how it's going to be, then it's going to be more probably accepted behavior. You know, it's so don't come to the table with him thinking that, well, I'm going to tell you, this is my wife and this is how we going to do it, and I don't care what you're talking about, because if you come like that and it was me, I might come across the table, because like I said, I don't care about you, I care about my child. So be open to resolution. That's what I'm saying. Not agitation. Right. Don't try to, it's not, this isn't a fight. You know what I mean? Because we as parents, all of us now in these blended families, have to be together on raising these kids. We're a village raising a kid. No matter how the village started, this is what the village is now. Oh, that's good. I wasn't going to come on here and teach. I wasn't here to do that, Kev. But you did. But I did.
So I want to thank Jay, because he's dealt with the situation, so I feel like he had more wisdom than I did. So thank you for your questions. Feel free to send us questions, KevOnStage@gmail.com, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page, and don't you be bitter. Just follow me on Twitter. What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page, and don't you be bitter.